Everyone, today you finally proved you're a real man. His craftsmanship is masterful. Precise use of wooden dowel techniques undoubtedly shows his extraordinary woodworking experience. Wolves in the wild always move in packs. To avoid their attacks, he built a luxury cabin 5 meters above the ground, without using any modern tools, looking across the entire wilderness. This is absolutely an explosive masterpiece. Today, full of energy, he brings his husky into the woods to find warmth. After less than 2 hours of walking, he discovered several trees close together, a natural triangular structure, undoubtedly the best shape for an aerial shelter. Before anything else, he has to settle down his playful husky. Luckily, the husky carried plenty of food this time. Everyone brings their own food. That's the basic rule when he goes out. Once the dog is settled, he takes out his black machete and starts clearing away those annoying branches. Without a multi-purpose tool, it's hard to deal with fully grown trees. But these already lifeless trees are the perfect choice. He easily knocks them down. This multi-layer wrapped iron tool is a family heirloom passed down for 3 generations. Once the handle is attached, it becomes a handy Fonteon halberd. It makes stripping bark and smoothing the wood twice as efficient. Since he will be working at height, making a ladder beforehand is necessary. The meticulous man treats ladder making very seriously. He carves grooves and uses a hand drill. This sturdy ladder will easily last 3 to 5 years. Next comes the professional construction stage. To prevent ground corrosion, he lays stone slabs as the foundation. This not only strengthens it, but also prevents sinking, providing the perfect load-bearing base. Since he has no big or small hammers, he decides to make his own. This outdoor crafting method is not only simple, but also saves the trouble of carrying tools. With a custom-made tool in hand, his construction enters a whole new level. The process would still need sanding before assembly. To be fair, compared to some cheap construction, his woodworking is basically wilderness textbook level, perfectly precise. Every step is done with millimeter accuracy. He also adds wooden dowels to lock each joint tight for decades. Though love triangles are unstable, a triangular structure is the most solid. As the wild wind rises, it makes his building work harder. But as a real wilderness man, he puts on his battle coat and keeps going. After all, the weather here is more unpredictable than your wife's mood. If it snows or rains at night, it will be hard to explain to his girlfriend later. Saw and axe take turns. Although the process is long, but it is reliable and authentic. With such professional woodworking, what girl wouldn't be impressed? Perfect alignment and tightly secured cross beams. Luckily, after last incident, his dog stopped misbehaving and didn't interrupt this time, so he could finally focus on building. From here on, he just repeats the same steps. After the storm came heavy snow. Just when you fear it, it comes. To expand the loft space, he plans to reinforce the extended beams. Randomly selecting a fallen tree, he strips it clean with his halberd. Before assembly, he chooses not to use simple binding, but carves proper mortise joints to tightly embed them and lock them into place. The other side is built the same way. Once fixed, the load-bearing beams can be installed. With such a big loft, I suspect he's building a 2-bedroom home. Just when I thought he was almost done, I underestimated him. Even the center beams. He adds precise slots. I must admit, this guy is ridiculously perfectionist. As night falls, the predators nearby are getting restless. He must finish before dark. It feels like racing against time, tense and exciting. Fortunately, he is experienced. He manages his time perfectly, even has time left to clear all the scraps. Since time is limited, he first builds a simple frame up in the loft. To solve tonight's sleeping issue, he carves proper slots and mortise joints on both ends, so without any nails, it still holds steady. The top support uses a triangular frame. Between two beams, he opens the perfect mortise slot, then uses wooden pegs from 1982 to lock it securely in place. For the entire framework, he used no nails or modern tools, only traditional mortise and tenon, handcrafted from scratch. After laying a waterproof layer, the sleeping problem was solved. Turn on the warm lights, gather some free pine needles. They provide warmth and feel soft and cozy to lie on. After a short rest, it's finally dinner time. Worried about wolves attacking at night, he decides to cook on the loft. He brings some heavy stones. They are pretty cheap back home, only $1 per kilo. He spreads some soil, pours some water, mixes it well, and the aerial stove is ready. Out here in the damp wilderness, even without dry wood, it is no problem for him. He splits wet wood with a knife. The dry core is exposed, looks nicer, and lights easier. Time to heat the pan. These steaks were originally for his wife, but he said they are hard to chew, so he helps her by eating them himself. After half an hour of careful cooking, the wild steak is done, crispy like chicken. Protein is dozens of times higher than beef. Wait, isn't this beef? Anyway, it's high in protein. The leftover bones are for the husky. He will guard the house tonight. After dinner, he pours himself a hot cup of tea and enjoys the poetry and dreams of this forest.